Hey guys, welcome back to the shop for another week of SNS. I don't believe this particular episode is going to have any machining. I think this week we're going to do just viewer mail and new tools for the shop. So if you're here for machining, maybe hang around for another video I'm going to have after this that's going to be all machining. So we got a lot of stuff that's been coming in, and viewers continue to send stuff into the shop here, so I'm trying to share some of those things. Got some new tools that I picked up that I'm pretty excited about too, some stuff to try out. So we're going to go ahead and get to all that. And last weekend I had that little road trip over there to visit with Russ Jones. If you haven't checked that video out, I encourage you to do so. We had a lot of fun and went over there and hung out with Russ, and he cooked up some fine barbecue and some really good hot Cajun crawfish. So we posted that video this week. It was a great collaboration between me and Russ. We had a good time, getting a lot of good reviews on the video. So I just encourage you, if you don't really like watching those videos, to give it a try. Go over there and check that video out and see what you think. So we got a couple things that I'd like to discuss with you, and like I said, we got some viewer mail. I'm going to start off with this stuff right here. I got another one of the TIG rod holders from ZT Fab. This is one that I purchased from him after he had given me the one before. A few weeks back, he sent me one as a gift. These hold those blue rod guards that slide down in there that hold all your TIG rods. And I decided I want another one for the cabinet over there so that I can get some more of those things and store all of my TIG rods together. Well, he surprised me again whenever he sent this, and he sent this guy right here. So what this is a rack that supports your bottles, and this is actually a design off of his TIG carts. But how this had come about was I listened to the podcast for weldingtipsandtricks.com with Jody, and it was an episode that Paul Brenniger was on for ZT Fab, and during that podcast he had said, hey, if you guys have any suggestions on products, things that you would like to see come to market, let me know. And so I had messaged him and mentioned having some kind of rack like this that would bolt to a wall that would support your gas bottles, for your welding machines, your TIG machine, and that kind of stuff. If you got a machine that's fixed in one area like I do, I have argon and I have mixed gas down there next to my big welding machine. So he come up with this right here, and it's nice heavy gauge steel. This looks like 1/8 thick steel right here, and he did a really nice job on the welds. TIG welded the center right here, and he did supply the chains. So we got the chains here. So I'll get to bolt that on the wall over there and have a nice place for the bottles to mount to, keep them secure. And the holes are cut for those TIG rod holders so that you can put your TIG rod holders in there as well. So that's going to be a nice addition right there. I was waiting on this one to come in to paint them. I'm going to take that one back off and paint them, so I'll paint all these at the same time. Probably paint them black, and that'll look pretty good. So thank you very much, Paul. Check out ZT Fab. I'll have the information in the video description down below. His website, all the carts, and check out his welding carts, and he's got a couple other things. But he said that this is probably going to be something that he will put in production if somebody has interest in this guy right here. All right, so that leads into something else that I wanted to share with you regarding the Barzy Bash this summer. There's a giveaway for a Lincoln Square Wave 200 TIG machine and one of the TIG welding carts fabricated by ZT Fab, and also a full care package from Lincoln Electric that includes the Viking hood, the welding jacket, the gloves, and all kind of gear. And that's a video that is up on YouTube over at Do Right Fabrication, Jim Bollinger. So I'm gonna have a card up here that you can click on. I'll have the video down below too, and go check that out. That is something that anybody can enter, and you don't have to be present to win, but they're going to do the drawing at the Barzy Bash for the winner. So this is for all of the YouTube community, all you guys that watch, everybody that participates. go check out that video that Jim put up, and he's got all the information right there, the link that you go click on and how to enter. But it's free to enter, and anybody can do it. So that's a really nice package, a really nice welding machine and a welding hood and all the gear, and a nice welding cart from Paul Breniger over at ZT Fab. So go check that out. All right, we got some new tools for the shop here. After I had made the purchase of the digital readout for the do-all mill down there, I had got these promo codes for, it was a new customer promo codes, so I wanted to take advantage of that. So I ordered a couple things for the shop here, and I've been watching Tom Lipton use these several times in some of his videos. These are Nicole mini system, and what it is it's these carbide inserts that are made for cutting narrow grooves, and there's a total of 5 inserts. All those have a different width ground on them, and I don't recall the widths right offhand, but they're pretty narrow. And Tom seems to really like them, so I decided I was going to go ahead and get me one to try out. And I also picked up the boring bar as well that uses the same inserts, but the boring bar is on back order, and I think it was a 3/4 shank, I believe it was a 3/4 shank, and it just uses the same inserts right there, but they're on back order, and that one hasn't showed up yet, so that one should be coming anytime. But this is a really nice tool, and I am looking forward to be able to use this. Great for small grooves, like snapping grooves. That's a great use for those. All right, I've been wanting one of these for a while. These are the hardness tester files. I've been seeing them in the catalogs, and those are different hardnesses right there. So you can use these files to make a scratch on a part and determine what Rockwell it is within about 5 or so. It shows you all the charts right there. So that was pretty cool. All this stuff too was on sale, by the way. All their sale catalog. This is all stuff I picked out of that. I wanted to get one of these smaller dead blow hammers, so I'd have a smaller face. I use these at work, not the same brand. This is another one that's made in England right here, and I don't know if that's Vaughn or how you pronounce that, really. Vogon, but it's got these nylon tips that screw into the end right there, so these are replaceable. You could make these yourself if you wanted to, different tips, but not. I think this is like 30 or 35 bucks on sale. So this is used for indicating. I wanted to pick that up. I got me another 50 taper holder for the shell mill that Kevin Alexander had sent me, and I had this on order and I didn't realize that he was sending one. This is for the 1.5-inch pilot for the face mill that's set up in the K&T. So anyway, I got another brand new one right there for another face mill. Doesn't hurt to have some extras of those for other face mills that we will acquire. And then I also picked up some new feelers for the new Blake coax indicator. These were listed as the Blake brand, and I know that the ones that come with the cheap imported coax, like on the curd feeler, the flat is not in line with the radius right there where it's bent. It's like kicked off to the side. So I wanted to pick up a couple of those for using the Blake coax at larger diameters, outside and inside diameters. And then Joe had messaged me, and whenever he had picked up that Blake coax, he didn't realize that it didn't come with the long feelers and the center point tool as well. So he went ahead and he had ordered that and sent it. Let's go ahead and, so this is for picking up a center point or a punch mark. I'd like to compare that to one of the import ones and see how it compares anyway. All right, so that's our new stuff from KBC. I do have one more that I'll share, and I'll have to back the camera up for that. But I wanted to tell you guys about a promo code for KBC. If you want to go to KBC and make a purchase there, I've got a promo code to share with you. It's a one-time use promo code that'll get you $25 off a purchase of $100 or more. The promo code is KBC25AB. All right, so that'll get you 25 bucks off an order. So go over there and check it out. That promo code is going to be good until the end of the year, December 31st. So write it down, and I'll be sure to remind you guys again about that promo code. So I also got my Mitutoya Quill Kit in from KBC. This was the other item that I had purchased and made use of my promo code. I used the $50 promo code that they sent me, $300 or more. I believe this was $310, so I got $50 off of it. And this is what I was planning on getting to use on the do-all for a Z-Axis DRO anyway. So this is the quill kit right here. I haven't really studied it yet. I haven't never mounted one before, so this will be new to me right here. So there's the scale. All right, and then it looks like this is going to bolt on over there next to the quill, and then this gets mounted on like so. This will get mounted on there, and then it's attached. It'll attach to the quill. You got some other parts in here that go along with it, you know. There's all the little clamps and screws, and hopefully everything I'll need. I really hope this one will just bolt on and go, but I'll have to read these instructions here and see how it's supposed to go on, and we'll do that in another video. So I look forward to getting this on and having a digital readout on the quill. All right, we got another big heavy box in from Kevin Alexander, and this is a trade item right here, but he also sent an extra one. This is one of those face mills that he had that I told him I wanted, and it takes CNMG 500. It's either 500 or 600. I found a couple of them that fit right there. So it's a 600 series, so this is like a 643. All right, so that style insert will go into these pockets, and it uses that corner right there for the cutting. These things are great. So like I've showed you before, these type of inserts is what I use for most of my turning, and I have the other turning tools that uses up all 8 corners. So I don't think I have a turning tool that uses this big of a CNMG insert, but I'm sure that I can find some of these on eBay and use on this face mill right here. That's going to be pretty nice. This is brand new. It's a Kennametal brand, never been used before. So this is going to be another good face mill for the K&T. And I did pick up a 50 taper 2-inch shell mill holder, a face mill holder here. Got this one for a really good deal off eBay. It just needs to be cleaned up. It's like got a lot of dried up oil inhibitor on it. There's a 2-inch pilot, so this will go great with this new face mill right here. All right, so he sent this other one right here, and I didn't know about this. This is kind of a surprise. I believe this is it's about 12 inches in diameter, but the cut is about 10 inches. And he did print out all the paperwork. This is an Ingersoll brand, high shear 45-degree face mill. He's got it all printed out, all the information that I need, so that I can try to find some of these inserts on eBay. So this right here is made for some really heavy-duty industrial work. You got parts that you really got to do some heavy hogging on. That's what this does for right here. I don't even have a holder for this. This takes a 2.5-inch pilot face mill holder. So we'll have to find a holder for it, get some inserts for it, and if nothing else, it's a nice big cutter for milling big wide pieces of metal. You know, if you got a piece of steel up there that say 8 or maybe even 10 inches wide that you want to cut, say like if you're going to fly cut it or mill it, you could use a cutter like this and cut it in one path, you know. So Kevin, thank you very much for sending them along. This was a tool trade for this one, so I owe him some tools. So we still got to settle up there, but we'll take care of that. We've got a really nice sterret tool that was sent in by David Fickle. He's from Tucson, Arizona. It's something that he said that he's had for a long time and had no need for it, doesn't use it, and he wanted me to have it. So what we got here is a sterret depth mic, and this is the wide base. This is the 6-inch wide base. So this is a model number 445, and I believe it's the 3-inch. So you got 0 to 1, 1 to 2, and 2 to 3 inch. It's in beautiful shape. It's a little bit dry, so I need to give it a little bit of a polish, but it's in really good shape. It appears to be unused. Really nice tool right there. It's nice to have the wide base sometimes when you're trying to reach a depth or you're next to a hole and you have to span the side of the hole there to get down and reach something. It's nice having those wide bases for that. So very nice tool, David. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. That's going to be a nice one to go in the toolbox there. A few weeks ago, I had a visitor stop by, and it was a very fast visit. It was a very quick and unexpected visit. He did email me and asked if he could stop by and drop off some stuff. He was driving through and just wanted to drop the stuff off, and I happened to be walking by and walking outside the shop there to the house getting ready to leave, and he had pulled up, and I cannot recall what his name was. Like, I feel really bad about that. It was just such a quick visit, you know, and he got out and shook my hand and said who he was and where he's from. He's actually from overseas, over in England, and he was driving through because he's over here on vacation and he had a couple things he wanted me to have, stuff that he had brought. So I wanted to share it with you, you know. So we've got a Moore and Wright 6-inch or 150 millimeter rule, a brand new scale right there. This is a really cool indicator right here. Now this says Verdict Junior England on the front of it there. On the back it's got a British patent number. All right, and it's got the needle right here, and on the top it sweeps back and forth, and you have an 8 thousandths movement on it, or basically 16 thousandths. 0.001 is the resolution, so that is thousandths of an inch right there. That's pretty neat. I've got a couple like this that I had acquired from some other viewers, and I've been wanting to actually use one of these on a job and use it. I've never used this type before. Really cool. So we need to put this on an indicator holder one day and actually use it. So this is a stack of magnets right here. Everybody knows those are handy to have around. This is looks to me like a homemade brooch, a square hole brooch. I don't know what size, but let's see. That's a 10 millimeter. Look at that. 10 millimeter square brooch. Isn't that nice? I know that's one that I don't have right there. It looks like it's a shop made brooch, something like Click Spring would make right there. Pretty cool. All right, and then he was telling me that this brand right here, Batty, it's made over in England. So this is another tool that's I guess right up there with Moore and Wright, you know, some high quality stuff. I believe John Mills uses some of the Batty brand of stuff. So this is a thickness gauge right here. A really nice indicator on it. It says made in England down there, 1 thousandths resolution. Very nice set of tools right there. All right, another big box of viewer mail. This was sent in by Joel Shields. He's from San Diego, California. And one of the items here is this Mitutoya 8-inch digital scale, Digimatic scale. This thing is brand new. It's like a NOS item. It's never been used before. So this is very, very similar to what I'm putting on the DRO quill, or the do-all mill quill. And that's one of the reasons he had sent it. He thought maybe I could adapt it to the mill over there. But I went ahead and bought the actual quill kit that comes with everything that you need to attach it. So this could probably be used for another project in the future, possibly even making some kind of DRO, like I've seen guys like Randy Richard. He's made one recently that attaches to the bedways and attaches to the carriage. And I need to check those videos out and see how he did that. But you're able to use this instead of using a dial indicator. You use these digimatic scales. So that's real nice right there. And then he's got this box just full of NOS carbide inserts, a lot of different shapes and sizes. I believe there's a lot of the T and MG shape of inserts in here. I believe there's some TPG, which is also the triangular shape. These are the ones that I like to use for cast iron and bronze. Work really good. A lot of those, there's multiple boxes of them and just lots of different sizes in there. Those are some small top-notch inserts right there. Just lots of different sizes in there. And also quite a few of these fishtails right here. No name brand, just says made in USA. Thread gauge actually is what it's called. So a lot of good carbide and a really nice digimatic scale there, Joel. Thank you very much. All right, guys, for the last segment, I want to show you these pictures right here, and I'll remind you that this is the artwork that was made by Quinn Berry for the Bar Z Bash and our t-shirt campaign we did, me and Keith Finner. And Mark Lindquist of Lindquist Studios printed out some of these pictures for me, which I shared a couple weeks ago. And he printed the images out on preservation paper, and I believe some really high quality ink. And the way that he was explaining it to me is that, and I read that in that letter, is that if preserved properly, that the prints can last up to 200 years. So I wanted to take these prints. There's three of them total. There's two of this size and that bigger one. And there's a framing shop here in town, and I went to see them a couple weeks ago to have them frame these things up for me. And really nice shop up there. They do a professional job. You know, I actually wanted to go in there and get some video of the place, and I just didn't have time. I've been so busy that I tried to get up there before they closed today, and I got there right before they closed. I didn't have my camera, but I wanted to have them explain to you what they had done, because this is like another trade. You know, I consider it's another trade, kind of like woodworking and you know, a skilled trade. Framing, there's a lot that goes into a frame that I don't know about because I've never done framing. But you know, I told them what kind of print this was, and they give me the options, and they were very nice. By the way, the company is called Framing by Design, and very nice ladies that work there. And she gave me the rundown of what she could do to make this a preservation package, a preservation framing job that they did. I'm trying not to get dirty. My hands are a little bit dirty right there, but I know that it's sealed up. It's not moisture proof, but it's sealed up from dust. Everything is acid free and 99% UV protection. I went with the UV protected glass so that sunlight and that kind of stuff isn't going to damage the print. And I know that there's a small gap between the glass and the print there, so that it doesn't stick to the glass. That's supposed to help it there as well. And just overall, a real high quality job. This, you know, I paid them for their service, and this kind of stuff isn't exactly cheap to do. But you know, when you want something of high quality, that's what you're going to do. You're going to pay something for it. So I decided to go ahead and get them all framed the same way, all the preservation package, so that these should last a very long time. Hopefully, after I'm gone, these will still be hanging up somewhere, and somebody will get to enjoy them. So I'm going to put the big one in my office inside. I'm going to put one of these out here in the shop, and then the third one I'm going to give to my mom. She'd like to have one, so I'm going to give it to her. So I just wanted to share that with you right there. They turned out really nice. I really like the way that it looks. So there you go. Framing by Design. Thank you very much for the Really nice framing job that you did for me. Here's a little small job I'm on. These are some stainless steel collars that go onto the rod of a linear actuator, and this little rod here serves as like a pointer to indicate there's a scale, graduated scale, that this runs up and down, and this kind of marks the position of where the actuator is. Actually, it'd be like that. These are just some set screw type lock collars that you can get, and what I do is I machine them to the right width. I have to face them to 12 millimeters wide, and in addition to the set screw, we've also got to drill and tap it for this little rod that goes in there. These are just some 1/4 inch. Well, I thread them for 1/4 inch anyway. So I'm setting them up now and drilling and tapping them. I got one done. So another nice use for this mill stop right here from Edge. I like to use it for little quick setups like that. You just set it down in there, and the set screw isn't too critical in where it's at. It just holds it onto the rod, so I'll position it about 90 away from where I want it. Lock her in. Already found the center both directions, so we're just up against the stop there. And just spot it. Drill it with a number 7 drill. Chamfer. Then we use a 1/4 20 gun tap, 2 flute spiral point. Just power tap it in there. Do that one there. We can. Now we'll have to go in here and deburr the inside. We'll do that after we're finished. Grab another one and repeat. This is a sleeve that I've made that fits on a 4-inch chrome bar. This is a 4-inch chrome plated rod, and I'm just setting it up now. We got to do some facing and chamfering on this particular rod here. And in many applications of machining, when you're running a steady rest, you may not want to risk messing up your surface or marring the surface with a steady rest. So this is something you can provide to help you out there. Just machine you a ring to slip on there. I use set screws, and those are brass tip set screws, and I just lightly tighten them onto there. As long as you don't over tighten them, they won't mar the surface there. And then you set your steady rest to this, which is what I'm about to do. In other parts of the machining world, this is also known as a cat head. If you've got a piece of material that's, say, square or hex or otherwise not round, you can machine something like this that is going to lock onto your part, and you center it or machine it round and then set your steady rest to it. Go ahead and run the steady rest up. Alright, there we go. Now, it is running out a little bit. It looks like about 2 thousandths. and that's okay. Part of that is going to be the offset of this collar that's tightened down on that rod. You're going to have, you know, maybe a thousandth or so slip fit on this. This is what I got on there. One thing that you can do, which I've done before, is once you get it locked on there where you want, you just come in there with a tool and you skin it round, skin it true with your material there. But even then, sometimes you're still going to get 1 or 2 thousandths run out on there after you skin it. So that's just one way that you can hold something that you don't want to mar the surface in your steady rest there. Now we're going to get in there and face that off. This is a quick clip there in the boring mill showing boring an eye that I welded on the end of that rod. Those eyes, I always bore them about 50 thousandths small in the lathe, and then I weld them on and then line bore them in the boring mill there to bring them back around. And you can see the distortion in there after welding. And then you machine a bronze bushing and press in there after we finish that. And this is a rod clevis that was stuck on the end of a rod. So what I did was I cut it off, and my plan was to face it off here because the band's all kind of cut into it just a little bit. So I'm facing it in the boring mill, and then after it's faced, you can see the rod there in the center. I center up on it and drill and bore that thread out, and I'll have to, you know, chase it out with a tap. So there's a couple pictures of getting the stuck rod out. I drilled a hole through it and I go in there and bore it, and once you're centered up on it properly, it just peels a thread right on out just like that. So I always think that's pretty cool, and I had to get a couple shots there to share with you. And of course Bruce, my getter out. There's the new tap that we ordered, 2.5 12. I wanted to use to chase that out, and there it is, using my Greenfield number 22 to spin that big tap.